Hiya, Cosmic Cat here. Let's get right into affirmations for the inner child. You know what to do. Place that hand on the belly and tap in. Greet your inner child. If you haven't already, say good morning, inner child. Good afternoon. Are you hungry? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Is there anything I can get you? Start to connect and bridge the gap. If you've not been getting along, maybe say, hey, how are we going to get along today? Can we make a compromise? Talk to your inner child and see what would help you and him or her to, well, have a connection, start to communicate, start to heal together. That 8-year-old you and the you at your age now. If it's your birthday, I would encourage you to check out the birthday reading. Today is December 12th. It is a portal day. Make sure you can honor this for you, 1212. And it just so happens our angel number for this week that I pulled on Moon Day, I pull one every Moon Day, and it is 1111. So, which is the affirmation stating wishes can come true. 1111, 1212. There is some significance here, okay? Responsibility. How are you with responsibility? I am responsible for myself. As a child, I thought I was responsible for the adults in my world. Somehow I felt responsible for the good things and bad things that happened to them. I spoke, acted, and even breathed in ways I hoped would make them happy. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Today I understand and accept that I have no control over anyone's actions or emotions, nor does anyone have control over mine. No longer will my childish attitude of he made me accuse me from excuse me from being responsible for my own deeds. My emotions are okay. The emotions of those around me are okay. I will affirm my emotions, my own uniqueness, and that of others. Responsible for myself. Being responsible. Did you feel that way? Responsible for the adults in your world? Let's see what we've got. Let's go ahead. We're going to put our Tektite. This is our crystal of the week. Pulled. This just happened I think Thursday. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what day it is. Okay. Nothing new here. Nothing new here. Okay, so somehow you felt responsible for good things and bad things that happened to them. Is this you? Did you feel responsible? Okay. What can you tell us about this spirit, about feeling responsible for good and bad things? Feeling responsible for good and bad things that happen to others. Four of Pentacles. Because you didn't feel stable or secure. There were basic survival needs that really weren't there for you. So the responsibility of being responsible for the adults in the world, was that placed on you? You know, were you ever told everything in the world is your fault? Everything is your fault. Even if it's a joke, I mean, these aren't necessarily jokes if they are hurting. I mean, they're hurting someone else or placing blame up on them of being responsible for everything being wrong in the world. This could be someone here has felt this. And so now you try to mimic this in your adult life, and it's became a game for you. And by not being able to snap out of this, this is also easily fall into control. If you're told everything is your fault as a kid, you kind of you can grow up to feel that way. And so you're just holding on, collecting more and more and more of the mice, playing the cat and mouse game. You spoke, acted, and even breathed in ways that you hoped would make adults happy. This is you trying to do that. Trying to make everyone happy. And while you're trying to externally make others happy, you're not internally happy, because you don't even all you know is that you feel that it's your fault that everything in the world is chaos, or it's your fault that the world is beautiful. Regardless of whichever aspect you received, that you are the reason the sun comes up, or you are the reason the thunderstorm hit when your family's moving. Like, whatever the case may be, if even if you know deep down that that's not the truth, if you're taught that growing up, then you do have that in your mind, in your subconscious mind. So understanding, let's see what else we can get. Understand and accept that you have no control over anyone's actions or emotions. And I was hoping that this would show and follow through control over anyone's actions or emotions but your own. Because you can have control over your own emotions. And that's something that you did receive by doing so. Yeah. Page of Swords, speaking up and out, seeking the peace, knowing that it's going to require more energy than just your own. So you look up. I mean, it may have even took you going out in your yard and screaming, but you went after it. You went after it to gain clarity on understanding. This is how you came about understanding and accepting that you do not have control over anyone else, and no one else has control over yours. So this whole the he made me excuse, the pointing of the finger, the blame, the guilt, the shame, you are removing this from your life. And it's also necessary to not just remove what your blame that you've received, the shame that you received that's been projected, or the blame, shame, or the guilt that anyone else projected onto you, but also your own that you've projected onto others. There are two parts of this. It's imperative that you also know your side of guilting, shaming, and blaming. And it's easy for one that has been in this upbringing to really dismiss that or see it as not a big deal, but it is a big deal. Spirit is here now. The energy is here stating, and this card is stating, it is a big deal. And if you want balance in your life and you want your life to be happier, more unity with your inner child, then you must allow, just as much as you want to connect with your inner child, you both must be able to look at the shadow aspects and the sides that where, hey, if this happened, if I went through this, maybe what is my part in it? Ask yourself, what is your part in it? You've asked for clarity and you received clarity, took initiative, inspiration, growth, and maturity. This is you being responsible. This is you understanding where all this came from. Here it says, you're not sure why you felt responsible for good things or bad things that happened to other people. And maybe this was a feeling that you just was birthed into. More than likely, it's a feeling that was created over time because of those words that were said to you, the feelings that you received from the ones that take care of you. And, no more pointing fingers or blaming others for the way that your life is. If your life is miserable, the first person to look at is yourself. Look in the mirror, because you have a big part. You play the biggest part in your life. Page of Swords. Okay, to sum this up, my emotions are okay. And affirming your own uniqueness. Yeah. your own uniqueness. Here you are, sitting on the throne. So for some of you, this is going to take you connecting with your divine masculine energy. Needs to raise up to meet your feminine energy. You also, Lady Nada is here, and she wants you to reach out to her for assistance, for help with loving yourself. And you showing up here for the reading is a big part of it too. Because none of this is super easy. That's why most don't really want to. In this energy, you're not just overseeing and responsible for yourself, but you're responsible for a city, a town, a kingdom, your partner, your family, your pets, and look, we have a mouse here too, and a frog. Cleansing. So this is deeply rooted in the earth. Connecting to the earth is going to help you feel the sun, that heat from the sun energy. Be grateful for the sunlight you receive. Honoring, appreciating. This is the message I have for you today. Share in the comments below how this resonates for you. Have a cosmic day and tonight, meow.